What's up, scrappy peeps? It's Adele from INKIE QUILL, and I'm up with a project life process video for you today. Now, I'm using the February Citrus Twist Pocket Life kit, and I kind of fluked this. I hadn't actually looked at any of it, but the first card was perfect. It suited my dad's blue shirt, and I went through the others to see if there was anything as good as it, but as I always say, go with your gut, go with your first instinct. This is, I think this is from about October or November last year. I am loving Project Life at the moment. I will admit I went off it, and the only reason why is because of my aversion to photo printing, and I got way behind, of course. When having a baby, you don't keep on top of things that you were already falling behind at. So but I think I did, as I've said in previous videos, I had a monster Project Life catch-up weekend where I did 39 layouts in one weekend, and that kind of reinvigorated me and motivated me to keep going with my Project Life, because looking back, it's going to be something that I'm going to want to see Archie's first year in my Project Life, and I would hate to have another hashtag 2015 albums fail, because 2015 albums are non-existent past March. I will get back to them one day, maybe when Archie leaves to go to university and I have nothing else to do. But here, I'm just doing a little journaling card because Archie has decided that anything that gets put in the back seat of my tiny little Mitsubishi Colt car becomes his best friend, and he gets really annoyed when you try to take it away from him. In this week, it was an entire bale of hay for the bunnies, and so we generally buy really giant bales. Well, they're not really giant compared to the ones that you would have on a farm, but at the pet shop, they're freaking huge, and they take up my entire back seat, and so they have to be squished up next to his car seat, and he just loves to sit and hold on to them. So he held on to this hay bale for about 35 minutes and didn't utter a peep. It was just his new best friend. So I really wanted to document his love for hay bales in this particular instance. And so now I used one of the bits from the ephemera pack, which I love because it's bursting with words and tags and hearts and florals and all the little bits that give the finishing touches to your pages, but it was looking a bit empty at the top. So I just decided to use one of the stamps from this month that says caught on film, because it was a very what's the word? A very random moment that I just managed to, I turned around before I started the engine. Oh no, maybe it was when I got home. I turned around and he was still holding on to it, and I just had to snap a picture of it. I wanted an arrow so that I knew what I was talking about, so I just grabbed a quick little wood veneer from my stash. So that didn't come in the kit, that wood veneer, but I felt like it needed an arrow to kind of tell what the story was relating to. Just because it wasn't as obvious. So now I'm decided that I'm liking a white doodly border. However, this pen is about to die, and I won't let it die. I'm going to keep it breathing as long as I can. And it kind of does give a little bit of a scratchy border, but I kind of like it. It adds to the distressed element of the white pen. Then, of course, I ran out of staples. I promise you, I make layouts and pages and projects off camera a lot. I have never run out of staples not on camera. Whenever I'm filming, I just always run out. So I'm just filling up my stapler on camera here. If you haven't got a mini stapler in your life, not necessarily the Tim Holtz one, because I think I paid about $36 or $40 for it here in Australia. If you haven't got a mini stapler, just one you can get from a cheap shop, grab one, because it's brilliant for popping embellishments on your pages, but also when you're feeling lazy and you just want to get stuff done really quickly, which is my general being at the moment. It really helps to get things done nice and quickly. Now here you can see I accidentally stuck my photo to my desk, so then I had to apply a little bit more tape to help it going. this is something that I like to do a lot. With the 9x12 format that, by the way, I get it from Studio Calico. It's where I get my albums and page protectors from usually. A lot of people do ask me that. I am going to do a video all about my basics, like my favorites, I think, so that I can direct people to that when they have a question. But I do this a lot because with the page protectors, the one that's easiest to get is 9 3x4 cards. And the one that's often sold out is the one with 5 3x4s and 2 4x6s. And sometimes I have a photo that I want to make not more of a feature, but I don't need to have it 4x6 size, and so I will print it 3x4 using the Project Life app, and it allows me to then put it on a card and give it some embellishments and maybe do a bit of journaling about it. So this is a photo of Archie and my baby mobile from when I was a little baby almost 29 years ago, and Mum and Dad found it at their house, and I had been struggling with finding a mobile for Archie's room that didn't have lime green on it. There's 2 colours in the baby shops. Everything's either really, really pink or lime green. Well, not just lime green, but it has a very large portion of lime green on it. Or white. There seems to be a lot of white mobiles, and I kind of like the idea of a mobile to have lots of colours. And anyway, so I was on the quest for the perfect mobile, which I think I talked about months and months and months ago, and my parents found my old one, and it was just so sweet. It has little bears on swings and just beautiful, but the music box had broken. So I went on to eBay and I found a replacement music box that the actual mobile swingy part just hooks into, and the rest is history. So that was Archie's mobile, but now he can climb. He can kind of climb, but he stands in his cot a lot. So needless to say, the mobile's not in there anymore, but he did love it for a long, long time. So that card is all done, and I just really love the softness of it. It matches his bedding. His bedding was very pastel coloured, and it just worked really well together. Now here, I think this is the one that I go through so many different words. I was trying to find a word that worked, and in the end I found one that said, I think it said messy and chaotic, and I was going to put that for a little while because it's not necessarily messy, but when you give toys to Archie in his high chair, he likes to throw them. So we're working on not throwing things because I don't want that to eventuate into food throwing either. But he loves to just kind of rush his toys around and have a lot of fun with them. And I was trying to find a word. I didn't want to use the hot pink tiny word stickers because I had nothing on my page that was hot pink. I had a corally red tone to some of the photos, some of the little bits that I'd stuck on the photos, and so I was trying to find something, and I ended up going with this one, which I love. It says real life, and I thought the roundness of the little piece really coordinated well with the roundness of his toys. I'm adding a little tiny heart that coordinates with the yellow in the photo, and I was seeing if there was just one little other thing I could add, and I decided on going on one of these labels. The thing I love about the Citrus Twist kits is they're bursting with labels, so they're great for Project Life because sometimes you just want to, you don't have an entire giant story to tell that warrants an entire journaling card, but sometimes you just want to write a little sentence that says maybe where the photo was happening or who was there or what it was, and these labels really do come in handy for that kind of thing. So I think I just added something about loving watching Archie work out different toys because it really is cute. Oh, this was adorable. So Aaron had to build a barrier for the bunnies because Poppet can fit through the rungs. Are they called rungs? Rungs. I think they're called rungs in the baby gate. So she can fit through those little skinny poles. Even though she has a bit of a booty, she definitely can fit through them and has done in the past. And then we find her in rooms that she's not supposed to be in. So we were trying to construct a barrier, and we did do chicken wire for a little while, but then when Archie started crawling, I got worried. Even though Aaron had trimmed all the edges of the chicken wire, I just didn't like it because he was trying to eat it. And so we have now got like a white fabric tape and a cloth tape, which does do its job. However, the bunnies eat it, and they have eaten an entire section, and the other day Poppet escaped and I found her in the middle of the playroom. So we're going to have to come up with plan, I think we're up to plan D now, maybe plan E. We're a lot of plans down. But that's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really love adding tiny little labels and embellishments to my Project Life pages. I just think it finishes off the whole spread. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I do 2 videos a week over here, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.